Good evening, everyone. Good evening. It's 7 p.m., March 12th, 2026, and I'd like to welcome everyone in the room and those who are participating online as I call to order this meeting of the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek Board of Education for the purpose of conducting the school district's business. We value everyone's input and have made sure to dedicate a portion of this meeting to hear from you. In case you missed it, there's a sign-in sheet up by the front door for anybody wishing to speak tonight. And we look forward to your comments during that time as it's indicated on our agenda. So with that, Mr. Godham, please call the roll.
Mrs. Anderson,
Here.
Mrs. Dawn,
Here.
Mr. Kinsey,
Present.
Mr. Price,
Here.
Dr. Pryor.
Present.
5 present.
All right, thank you. We have a quorum. If you're able, will you please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Godham with tonight's treasurer's report, please.
My first report is approval of February 12th and 26th board minutes.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Dr. Pryor, seconded by Mrs. Anderson. Does anybody have any questions or corrections for the minutes?
No, sir.
All right, please call the roll.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor.
Yes.
5 yeses. My second is the treasurer's report for approval for the month of February 2026.
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Anderson, then Mrs. Dorn.
So almost 67% of the fiscal year is over. June 30th is the fiscal year end. Our revenues and expenditures are in line with where they should be. Right now, if you see the revenues are just a bit low, that's because the taxes are still coming in. We started getting the advances. Should have the final settlement this month, and then the revenue should be higher than where we anticipate until June 30th.
Any questions? Okay, please call the roll.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
5 yeses. My next recommendation is approval of amounts and rates as reported by County Auditor's Office.
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Dorn, then Mrs. Anderson.
This was approved by the Board of Education last meeting. However, Greene County had an error in it. It doesn't make a big difference. It's a $70,000 difference in estimated taxes for us next year. So they fixed the error, and so we have to approve it again.
Okay, any questions? Please call the vote.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn.
Yes.
5 yeses. My next recommendation is approval of student activity account.
So moved. Second.
Mrs. Dorn, then Mrs. Anderson.
So the high school wants to establish a marketing and communication club, and this is the board authorization to establish that club.
It seems like a fabulous club.
Yeah.
All right, please call the roll.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey.
Yes.
5 yeses.
All right, anything else for tonight, sir?
That's all I have.
Thank you. Does anybody have any correspondence for the good of the board tonight?
I'd sent an email to the state representatives and senators about school funding and obviously the potential of property taxes being removed at the end of the year. And I finally did hear back from Senator Kohler. It was a very thoughtful response. I replied back to him. Bottom line, there was nothing that was in that conveyed any fundamental change. His thoughts was he didn't really seem to focus on what I would say we have a problem with school funding throughout the state, how the state has moved funding from businesses to residential and agricultural, and he didn't really seem to recognize that. So I replied back to him, reminded him that of the shift that's taken place over the last years, and the fact that we don't have a graduated income tax in the state of Ohio doesn't help for potentially finding other sources. So it was a very thoughtful response by him. He clearly read my email, and I clearly read his, and I thought it was a good back and forth. But there was no hope, frankly, that they're taking anything serious at the state level that would help us get off of the requirement for recurrent property tax levies, at least how the state sees it. So we'll see what happens in November, and I guess that will maybe force them to take it more seriously, but until then, don't expect anything, at least from his office, addressing the fundamental issues with funding of schools in the state of Ohio. So.
The Greene County Superintendents we are meeting with the representatives, and so tomorrow, and so
Good.
we will reiterate those points, and we
Okay.
usually get the same kind of response, very respectful response, but really not moving the needle on anything in regards to positive for public school districts.
Yeah, one of the things I had mentioned to him was that the legislation that he would have voted for and was passed by the state is going to result in small rental properties essentially losing their, I guess, credit, and they're moving that to actual homeowners and away from 1 to 4 family dwellings. So essentially, people that rent in those type of homes are going to see their property rent go up because the property taxes for the landlord is going to go up as a result. So, but that didn't really seem to sway him very much at all. So, good luck tomorrow.
Yeah.
I did get handed something from a community member who wanted me to remind everybody that the PTO is running a fundraiser called Pie the Principals. Their cutoff date is the 19th for those donations. So thank you to our principals for stepping up and making it fun.
Anything else? All right, appreciate that. So we do have some good news recognition for tonight. It's going to be a little bit different than normal. Could I ask Mrs. Rivero to join me up front, please?
So normally we just have a certificate or something to hand out, but I actually have a formal motion I want to make. I'm going to stand up here and do it awkwardly, so I guess you have to too, was my thinking. So I am now making a motion that whereas the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek Local School District is committing to fostering a supportive and respectful learning environment for all students, and whereas the Bellbrook Supportive Peers Program, established at Bellbrook High School before expanding into a district-wide program,
Provides meaningful opportunities for all students to build friendships, strengthen social skills, and promote understanding and empathy. And whereas the program has grown to include and affect not just students,
but teachers, administrators, and community volunteers, becoming a model of authentic relationship mentorship within Greene County and the state of Ohio. And whereas Supportive Peers has made a significant and positive impact on the wider Bellbrook-Sugarcreek community, inspiring residents, civic groups, and community organizations to participate in and support activities that promote friendship and service beyond the walls of our schools. And whereas Supportive Peers embodies the district's core values of leadership and service and contributes to improved school culture, student outcomes, and positive community engagement. And whereas families, staff, and community members have consistently expressed appreciation for the program's impact on both participants and the broader school culture. And one more. Whereas continued administrative and public support for Supportive Peers will ensure its sustainability and allow future generations of students to benefit from its mission. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Bellbrook-Sugarcreek Local School District Board of Education hereby formally recognizes the Bellbrook Supportive Peers Program as a district-wide initiative of distinction, commends all students, staff, and community members who contribute to its success, and pledges its ongoing support for the program's continuation, development, and visibility across our school buildings and community, aligned with the values exemplified by Bellbrook Supportive Peers. So does my motion have a second?
Second.
Pick one, Mr. Gotham. Seconded by everybody. So we get a motion, we get a second, then that's when we're allowed to have some discussion. I can't say anything more than what was maybe formally recognized there, but I just want to say that I appreciate so much your leadership, your stewardship of this program, and everybody who's made it so wonderful. And I know that there have been some conversations in the last few months, one of which I sat in on, talking about just the sustainability of the program. How can this still be a thing a year from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now when you retire? We just want to show our appreciation in a more formal way than perhaps we have in the past. So thank you for all that you do. This is for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope you'll say a few words in a second, but we...
We wouldn't be here if it weren't for the kids, and I can't thank you guys enough. Just so you came out on a school night when you'd probably rather be home studying for a math quiz. I really appreciate it, and the parental support, the support from my husband, Molly. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the school board as well, and the administration helping us out, and Mr. Hand and all the high school teachers for stepping up and really helping out. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Yeah.
Now, do we need to vote?
We still have to vote.
We didn't vote.
No, we didn't
I'm sorry.
vote.
Yeah, we didn't vote. I'm sorry.
It's a cliffhanger vote.
Oh.
Do we have any more comments?
Mr.
Anybody
Gotham,
else
please
comments?
call the roll.
We didn't get to discuss.
We didn't get to discuss.
Okay, please. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to second everything that Mr. Kinsey said. This program has personally impacted has impacted so many families across the district, mine included. And it extends well beyond our schools into the community, but then into the future too. Supportive peers of last year and the year before and the year before still maintain genuine friendships with our children, and there's nothing else like it. So I hope you all are ready that this is a long haul thing. This is not a one-year thing. This is the long haul, and we thank you for joining.
And on behalf of the administration, thank you to Mr. Rivero, Molly, for your leadership and hours and hours of dedication to the program and impact on everyone involved. And so obviously a huge positive impact. So thank you very much.
And I just wanted to say that, I've known Mrs. Rivero probably for more decades than we would like to admit. We were classmates together, so when there was a need, it's no surprise to me that she filled it. So we always talk about Focus 3 and setting culture within buildings, and I think this resolution is important because it sets culture for our entire district. This resolution reaffirms from the top down that we support and appreciate this vital district program. And from a very grateful parent and board member, thank you to Mrs. Rivero for your leadership and commitment to see this through, and your vision to grow this program, and from a handful of students to reaching every building and almost every classroom. To the lead peers, thank you for your time to see an often unseen population and for your intentional efforts to make sure that they are included. Sometimes you're the only bright spot in a student's day, and I'm so very grateful that this program exists in our district.
I only have good to say. Thank you. I don't have as good a statement as she, but I think you know how I feel about it. And thank you so much for what you do. And thanks to the students that care. This can help shape your worldview and how you're going to serve. And my daughter was in the precursor to this program, and it's led her to eventually become a physical therapy assistant. She now works at Cincinnati Children's Hospital in car seat advocacy. she had an international program where she went to Lebanon, the country of Lebanon, to educate those folks about the importance of car seats for their children. But it all kind of started at that young age of giving her opportunities to serve other people. And so again, Ms. Rivera, thank you very much for what you do, and also for you all. Just look for this to be able to shape your life, as you serve others. So thank you.
Well, my daughter has loved being a supportive peer and being part of the program and volunteering at the events and getting to know all the kids. It is such a wonderful program. We're so lucky to have it. I'm so thankful for Mrs. Rivera for starting it and all the kids who want to do it. There are so many kids who want to do this, and it's just so wonderful. It's such a blessing that we get to have this. Thank you.
With that, Mr. Goddam, will you please call the vote?
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor.
Yes.
5 yeses.
That motion passed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Of course, everyone is welcome to stay, but if you have somewhere better to be, we're not going to have any hard feelings if you want to step away. So we'll pause for a second.
What's that?
Nothing can't go anywhere.
All right, that'll take us to our reports to the board. Up first, we are going to hear from the High School Marketing and Communications Club. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having us, of course. I'll introduce Ms. Agarwal and Lucy Volsky. First of all, thank you for approving the club. I know we weren't exactly approved before, but it was a club that was well known. Obviously, you guys have seen their work already, but I wanted to kind of give you a where we've been and where we're going. So. Okay, so year one, this group was created by those three individuals right there. They don't exactly remember it the same way I do, but they approached me and said, we should have a marketing club. And I said, yeah, sure. That happened because I was part of the project with Mr. Craig and Mrs. Fran's class, and my goal was to get podcast listeners. What I got was Emmy, Lexi, and Melissa, and what those three accomplished was no small feat. They organized the 5K to Play that raised more than $14,000 for Eagle Land 2. On top of that, which doesn't get talked about very much, is they helped me organize a groundbreaking ceremony at the at what is now Eagle Land 2 before it became that. And that was a product of earned media and getting the right people's attention at the right time. We got an article in the Dayton Daily News, and that resulted in a $125 donation, which is one of the big reasons that Lions Club did not foot the whole bill. So that was,
125,000.
what's that?
125,000.
Is that not
You
what
said
I
$125.
You said $125. 125,000.
I understate. 125,000, yes, thank you. So that moved us on to year two, and you can see one of these young ladies in those pictures. But that group there really took the reins of what we wanted to do, which was the State of the Schools address. You guys love that. You tell me that all the time, so we appreciate that. But it really kind of started as an idea of what some other districts were doing. But as Dr. Kozad can probably tell you, I don't like doing what other people are doing. I must do it bigger and better. So we tried, and it was a pretty good success. We did a lot of mixed media, but credit to the kids who were there. They really kind of took the reins and wrote the scripts and did the videos and really took control of the whole thing, and I could not have asked for better. They came in, as you can see, on their days off. That was a PD day. These kids have come in the mornings. They've also come in on PD Day. Their meetings might be shifting this Saturday, so they actually attend. But we're really moving forward on the next big project. One of the minor projects was always trying to get senior citizens in the door. They don't always have a buy-in unless they've got a grandkid here. So we invited them to a great lunch, and they heard a couple things from us, but what the really important part of what they learned was about these kids' days. They came in, they ate lunch with a bunch of people that they seemingly had nothing in common with, and made great connections with all of them. And at the end, the senior citizens, really told us how much they absolutely love just learning a little bit about what happens in school today. But now we move on to the big one. This also is a product of them saying yes and. I kind of pitched this idea on the way out the door of one of our meetings one day and said, this is kind of something I've been percolating with, just having a film competition, and they said, yes, we must do that. So we have created the Heart of Bellbrook Film Competition, and anybody in the community is welcome to join this. So if you're watching in YouTube land right now, please feel free. It's a 20-minute video, up to 20 minutes. They can do however long they want. And the theme just needs to be, what does the Heart of Bellbrook mean to you? That theme can be pretty much anything, sci-fi, if an alien comes down and is looking to figure out what the Heart of Bellbrook is, great, I love that stuff. Documentary, whatever that people want to do, they should feel free to be as creative as possible. But this competition was always just the first step. It was a precursor to a film festival, which we are trying to get underway, and that's where they're going to step in here in a moment and talk to you about. So what we have is a film competition, and what we want is a community appreciation event and a film festival. The idea is to have it on the football field on May 30th. How big we can make it will depend on sponsors. So I'm going to hand off to Venus, and she's going to tell you a little bit about how far they've gone so far and what they're doing.
Hi, thank you for having us. So this past couple weekends, my friends and I, like in the marketing club, we've been going door to door in downtown Bellbrook, and I think we've handed our sponsorship packets to pretty much every store in the downtown area, so looking to hit more. And we have different levels, the raffle baskets, and then Eagle, Purple Eagle, Golden Eagle, and Elite. And we're hoping to get at least 5,000, at least, to hopefully start the festival, and we're planning on having it on May 30th.
And that's what this is going to look like. This is the big dream, right? That screen is probably not going to be that big, let's face it. But we want a festival-like atmosphere where people are coming, putting their blankets down. So hope to see all of you guys there watching these movies that their friends and community members created about what their hometown means to them. The tents you can see are kind of the higher sponsor levels where they can come and share their wares and also share with the community how grateful they are, because they are just as grateful to them as we are. That is kind of about it. If you guys have any questions, you can fire them off and see if I can answer them.
So the films can be submitted by any community member, not just students?
Yep, anybody tied to Bellbrook. We have just under 10 submissions right now. Some from like the library. I don't do off the top of my head really well, but I do remember the library one. I know that there's a classroom at Stephen Bell who's doing one, which is going to there's a church also that's going to do one. So we're really excited about the variety we're seeing so far. You guys should make a video.
I think it sounds super fun.
We're looking forward to it. And before I go, I'm going to embarrass somebody real quick. Lucy Volsky here, I need to point her out. She got pointed out at the State of the Schools last year. But you know that 5-star schools banner that we have? She made it. So she's quite the artist, award-winning several times over. So,
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Oh, yes. I forgot to put that on the slides. There will be awards for this too. We'll do Best Director, Best Actor. We're hoping to get those sponsored by the people who want to contribute, so they can be up on stage and even hand out those awards with us. But yeah, so the films will all be judged, and we'll hand out awards. Like I said, Best Film, Best Director, Best Actor. The Bellbrook Heart Award will certainly be one.
Sounds so fun.
Video submissions are due on April 30th.
It's almost like they were the communication club.
I know.
Great.
All right, well, thank y'all very much.
All right, thank
Henry.
you very
Thank
much. Sounds great.
Thanks.
Our next report to the board, we would like to welcome up Bridget Pritchard, our Director of Special Education. Thanks for being here, Mrs. Pritchard.
Thanks, Henry.
Good evening, community members, board family. How's everyone doing this evening? So I'm here once again just to present information from our special education profile and share a couple of updates with you. Start with my readers. Okay, so I'm going to start by highlighting an upcoming statewide update that will affect the special education documentation. So we are getting new forms, and they will be released 2028. The Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is preparing to release updated ETR, Evaluation Team Report, and Individualized Education Program, IEP, forms that will be used by districts across the state of Ohio. The public release of the new forms and guidance was scheduled for March 5th, with the broader rollout expected later this spring. So I know that there is an OAPSA conference coming up in April where the forms will be officially released finally. So we'll get to see what that looks like. Throughout the 26-27 school year, the state will be offering training and guidance to support districts in learning the updated forms and implementation of those expectations. State monitoring, beginning in the fiscal year of 2028, will expect districts to utilize the new ETR and IEP as well as other supporting forms. For our BSS district, this simply means we will be reviewing the forms once they're released. We will participate in state training opportunities and plan to internally develop our staff in order to prepare for the new form rollouts. So one thing is important to note, that although this change in documentation impacts the way that we report our information, it will in no way interfere with the services that our students currently receive. I did push that twice. Okay, so onto our profile. Our profile is not just a compliance checklist. While indicators and profile focus on legal timelines, the framework itself is built around 6 essential questions for special education. These questions help us look at the whole child from the moment they enter preschool until they transition into adulthood. It focuses on kindergarten readiness, academic achievement, inclusion or LRE, post-secondary transition, regulatory compliance, and equity. A couple of the questions, just so you know, because these are the topics. One for kindergarten readiness, the question is, as young children with disabilities enter kindergarten, are they ready to learn? The LRE question, to what extent do children with disabilities have access to the general education environment? So this is the framework that encompasses our special education services, and this is how we know whether or not we're on target. So it's our indicators. So we do have some key wins when it comes to our profile. Our district continues to lead in several areas. We are highly inclusive with over 73% of our students that spend the vast majority of their day in the general education classroom. Furthermore, our graduation rate for students with disabilities is over 90%, which is nearly 24% points higher than the state average or the state target. And then finally, on the administrative side, we remain 100% compliance in our timelines for evaluation and corrective findings. So we make sure that we turn in our paperwork on time and accurate.
Quick question. The graduation rate and dropout rate, you would think that if you don't graduate, you dropped out. Is the difference, is that graduation rate like on time at the end of 12th grade, and the difference is kids that stay past till they're 21? Okay.
Exactly right. So those are 23s.
Okay.
Good question.
You know,
Yeah. And maybe I should have explained that further. That was
no,
a good
it's
point.
good. I figured that's what it was.
Okay, so, excuse me, when we look at academic performance, we meet all participation targets. This means that our students are included in all state assessments. However, we are tracking a proficiency gap in reading, which is kind of indicative of the special education gap. This isn't just about how high our students score, but how they score compared to their typical peers, or in which case we no longer use typical peers. We use the grade standards to measure how they score. We are particularly focused on grade 4 and 8 in the area of reading. This finding is guiding our internal monitoring and the use of multiple instructional supports, including targeted interventions, our co-teaching models when appropriate, and strengthened literacy instruction to ensure that every student has access to high-quality Tier 1 instruction. So this slide talks about our most complex indicator, which is our disproportionate representation. This is our third year of being disproportionate or marked disproportionate for indicators 9 and 10. This is one of my favorite indicators. So our district has been identified with significant disproportionality regarding the identification of Black students having the label of specific learning disabilities. And if you remember, we've talked about this over the past 3 years because our enrollment is so low, and the way that we identify based on needs, it's not equitable in my opinion, but it is a state standard. So in response, we have been conducting a deep dive into our identification and the way that we evaluate our children. Per state requirement, we have already redirected 15% of our federal IDEA funds towards coordinating early intervention services. This is a proactive step to ensure that our intervention processes are equitable for all students before they are even identified for special education.
Bridget, I'm sorry, could you go back?
Don't be sorry.
Does the state really call it over-identification? Like, if a kid has a disability, can we over-identify it?
If you're asking Bridget, no, because we're trained to provide what we identify what's needed. But the state has a formula that they put out for all districts, and it doesn't adjust to our demographics, our
So the state thinks that approximately, whatever, 8% of your kids should be qualify for special ed, or something like, I don't know, I'm making up the 8%, but.
No, that's right. It's like 2.56. And when we go over
What
that,
is it?
we'll
I'm
show
sorry.
2.56.
The state thinks that 2.56% of the kids in Bellbrook should qualify for special ed, and if it's more than that, then
Yeah,
Bellbrook,
it-
you've done
We're helping
badly.
kids do well.
So, yeah.
You wanna say
So
that
it's
again?
fair to say we're okay if this one is a ding every time, because we're doing what's right for kids.
Every
Okay.
time, because our enrollment is not as high as other districts, and we are identifying based on need, and we're kind of in a catch-22 where unless we would misidentify or do something that is not work within our integrity, then, we're kind of stuck. But there is good news. Our numbers have decreased. We've had some children graduate, and a couple have moved to another district, which is not good news, but our numbers are starting to balance out. But again, it's not anything that we can predict because kids move in, kids have needs, we identify, and we service. So it could be a red one year, and the next year it could be green, and it's just going to fluctuate based on these numbers.
I just care that you're identifying and helping the kids who need it, and if the state says that's too many,
I agree. And I have the easy job. I just get to talk about it. It's our teachers and our paras and everyone else that really has put their foot in it. So,
You also have to look at, if you're a family that has a kid with high needs, not always, but you tend to seek out a district that has certain qualities, right? If you can, if you have mobility, and so I think you're probably going to see this situation in a lot of districts similar to ours, I would think. You did not. Okay. You good? Yeah.
okay, transition and post-school outcomes. Looking beyond high school, we are 100% compliant in our transition planning. Our students are leaving with solid plans, which is awesome. While we are successfully sending students to higher education, we have identified a need to strengthen our partnership for competitive employment. We want to ensure that 1 year after graduation, our students aren't just enrolled in a post-secondary education, but they are actively working and thriving in their communities as well. So transition planning will be another focus in the years to come. We are missing a nice population of kids that have other skills to do other things.
How do we get that data of where these kids are a year after graduation and if they're employed? Like, is that tracking people down and calling people?
Yeah, so I think it's on the next slide. So there is a such thing as Indicator 14 that just was introduced. It used to be something else that did not relate directly to special education, but like you said, Indicator 14, it'll really pretty much be me pulling all the kids, calling homes and families, and just trying to figure out where are they, what are they doing, are they actively participating in the community, so all of those questions. So there is data forthcoming.
That's also part of the graduation component of the college career, military, workforce readiness. Part of our report card is tracking kids down after they graduate to see what they're doing. So that's one of the components of it. That's our same response to.
Maybe the communications club could
Yeah,
help out.
there you go. New role for them.
Okay, so summary and continuous improvement. Information the district continues to show strong performance in inclusion, graduation outcomes, and procedural compliance. As we move forward, our work will focus on two main areas. First, we will continue to refine our identification practices as we address the disproportionality indicator and strengthen our evaluation process. And then next, we will prepare for statewide rollout of new ETR, IEP, and accompanying forms by participating in state training and aligning our district practices
Thank you for your hard work.
Thanks for your
Very
leadership.
informative. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Appreciate it. All right, that's our last report to the board, which means we've moved into open communication period. Everybody on the list? All right, so we'll move past open communication for tonight. That moves us into number 7 for our superintendent's report.
All right, thank you very much. So 7A, B, and C are part of our consent agenda. So 7A, certificated licensed employment, resignation, leave of absence, supplemental duty, and then 7B, support staff employment, resignation, leave of absence, and then C is substitute employment. So this is for 7D, approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mrs. Anderson, seconded by Dr. Pryor.
So again, we have some supplementals here for getting ready for the spring season. A leave, resignation for retirement, and some continued substitutes in the school district.
Please call the roll of tonight's consent agenda.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
5 yeses.
Next is the Greene County ESC Service Agreement for 2026-27. So recommend approval of the service agreement with the Greene County Educational Service Center for supplemental services during the 2026-2027 school year at $3 million.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Pryor and then Mrs. Anderson.
So again, this is our yearly agreement with them. The Greene County ESC provides, among other things, OT, PT, mental health services. They run our preschool. They also provide other needs and support. This contract is the same as last year, except we have added one additional day of mental health services for the school district. And we have gone up from, on this agreement, the initial from $2.9 million to $3 million. So,
I always say every time, not only do they do a fantastic job, but it's also a cost savings for us.
Definitely.
To partner with them on this. Please call the vote.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor.
Yes.
5 yeses.
all right, next is draft job description. Recommend approval of the job description for school safety officer.
So moved.
Second.
Mrs. Dorn, then Dr. Pryor.
So we had a first read at our last board meeting, so essentially to just refresh everybody's memory on this. So we have an agreement with the Sugar Creek Township Police Department for 2 SROs. They've had trouble staffing that second SRO, and so it is our desire to have an officer, a presence not only at the high school but also at the middle school here throughout the whole day. And so trying to come up with a creative solution for that, and so shifting, essentially instead of having 2 SROs at 50% cost, it's going to be 1 SRO at 100% cost picked up by Sugar Creek Township, and then we would use that money to then hire our own school safety officer. So that person would, main responsibilities are not only protecting the school, but also of helping us with our school safety plans and those kind of things. And so the township is supposed to have a discussion at their next meeting to approve this particular MOU that we have pending with them.
Were there any changes from the text in the initial one?
No.
I think I missed it last time we had to read through, but there was a mention in this job description about potentially after-hours activities. Would that take the place of, as necessary with the current arrangement we have with Bellbrook and with Sugar Creek, to have a police presence, or is that just as needed?
I think it's just as needed, if
Okay.
that's something we would want to do, but that is something that we would have the ability to be
Okay.
able to for that on an individual basis with that individual.
Whose idea was this? Yours, Mike's, the township's? This kind of bubble to the top somehow, or?
It's kind of bubble to the top somehow. Just trying to think creatively about it.
Hey, before you all leave, just a second. Can I interrupt? That's just kind of out of protocol here, but
You're out of order, but go right ahead.
I have to get
some
you.
kids out here.
Why are you here? Okay. All right. So you're just hanging around because you think it's cool? Is that it?
Some of them get extra credit for Mr. Carrera's AP
That's
government
what I know.
class.
Yeah, Mr. Carrera gives extra credit for being
They
there.
have to be
That's
here
what I
for
know.
45 minutes.
That's what I know. And that's where I was going with this, is that I appreciate
He's
you.
he's giving you kudos. You're fine.
Thanks for being here.
I
Thanks for being
appreciate
here.
there's something behind this. I really appreciate that Mr. Carrera has them come. I appreciate the credit. You get to see how elected officials work or not. So
Hey,
thank you.
Mr. Hand, would you make sure they get out okay? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Rhyme or reason behind that. So
Yeah, just trying to, the staffing was a continued issue, and so can we think a little differently about this and try to, again, the main goal was having protection at both the middle school and high school on a daily basis throughout the whole day. But also, as an added bonus, we think, is to provide some insight for us on safety plans or run-through, walkthroughs, and those kind of things also.
yeah. No, it's genius. It's the best of all solutions, and whether it was a symbiotic conclusion or, I can't claim it. But I'm really really grateful and really excited about what this offers. It goes beyond. It gets all of our schools essentially covered, and better, certainly better than before. And then we have that other set of eyes on our overall safety posture, which to me is just so important. And so I'm just genuinely grateful to you, Township, everybody that contributed to make this happen. So I know it still hasn't happened,
Right.
but
I think it's a win-win.
there's no reason to see that at this point it's not going to go forward.
Right.
All right, so that was moved by Mrs. Dorn, seconded by Dr. Pryor. You ready for the vote?
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn.
Yes.
5 yeses.
All right, thank you. Out-of-state travel, so recommend approval of the following out-of-state travel, high school girls lacrosse.
So moved.
Second?
Dr. Pryor, then Mrs. Anderson. Okay,
Yep.
let's call the vote.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey.
Yes.
5 yeses.
Overnight trip athletics, recommend approval of the following BHS overnight athletic activities, high school boys soccer to Tiffin, Ohio, in July.
So moved?
Second.
Mrs. Anderson and Dr. Pryor. Let's call the vote.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price.
Yes.
5 yeses.
2026 Summer Athletic Youth Camps, so recommend approval of these following athletic youth camps: high school girls basketball, football, high school girls soccer, high school softball, volleyball, cheerleading, and cross country.
So moved?
Second.
Mrs. Anderson and Dr. Pryor.
Again, these are pretty typical and really, I would think, good deals and quality instruction from our folks.
Please call the vote.
Mrs. Anderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor.
Yes.
5 yeses.
All right, this is the first read for draft policy revisions, replacement additions. So, first read of these draft changes. So, a lot of these had to do with transportation, and then also with finances, purchasing and bidding, and those kind of things. So that's the main pieces of this. We are trying to work on some other ones with the attendance changes, with grading, class ranks. Those are some of the things that were kind of in this package, but we put off a little bit. We need a little bit more time, and probably thinking maybe May or June to bring those back. But this is the first read, so if there's any questions or thoughts, let Mrs. Dorn or myself know, and we will address those, and we'll put them on the next board agenda.
Yeah. Most things here are largely either benign or out of our control, but there are some things that might be, you have questions, like why did they do that or what's going on, just let me know.
Yes, sir.
Nope.
Thank you very much. All right, that's everything we got on the list. So,
I have something real quickly. Mr. Carrera, I wished your students would have stayed here long enough to hear this, but I really appreciate the fact that you have the students come out, for them to see elected officials, to see government work, for them to see what really happens versus what might be said about what happened, and teach them the importance of being informed and not just go off what somebody might write or say in a public forum. So I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you encourage them to come. And since I didn't get a chance to get that whole message out as they were leaving, please try to convey what I am conveying here, that it's important that they see for themselves and know exactly what happened versus what we see today in media and other means for conveying falsehoods and whatnot. So I appreciate you being here. So thank you.
at this time, I am making a motion to move to executive session for the purpose of considering the employment of a public employee per ORC 121.22G1. Does my motion have a second?
Second?
Seconded by Mrs. Anderson. Everybody's welcome to hang around if you want, but we do not plan on taking any action whatsoever when we're out. Please call the roll.
Mrs. Dawn,
Yes.
Mr. Kinsey,
Yes.
Mr. Price,
Yes.
Dr. Pryor,
Yes.
Mrs. Anderson.
Yes.
5 yeses.
All right, we are in executive session at 7:52 p.m. Thanks, everybody. Mr. Price?
Yes.
And Dr. Pryor?
Yes.
All right, we are adjourned at 8:25 p.m. Thank you.